Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Band 5. First off, I want to get out of the way. I haven't been able to reply to comments. I've actually tried the fixes to do that because there are people on my videos as well as other videos. In fact, some of those other videos I kind of wanted to turn into one of my own and talk about it, but as of right now, I can't reply. I've tried the fixes, like Vulture616 posted a video linking a couple other videos. I tried the shit they said, and it doesn't fucking work. Except for one, I didn't try getting rid of my Google account because I had heard, I don't know how true this is, that if you delete that, they'll delete your YouTube account, which is fucked up. You know, it's kind of funny that, you know, Google, they were like one of these businesses, you know, back in the day, like when they were first getting big, like, oh, don't be evil, but now, you know, they're turning evil. And, you know, they're not fixing this shit. This shit's been happening for a few fucking days now. And if it had something to do with, you know, revenue, you know, of course they're going to fix that shit right away, because, you know, that's a big priority. And apparently it's not affecting everyone. It's affecting a few, and I try every so often to see if I can do it. It's not fucking working. But anyhow, a friend of mine on here, Stone Commander, I'm friends with him on Facebook, and we're definitely not, we don't see eye to eye on politics, which I think is fine. I have no fucking issue with that. He's much more Republican, while I'm a Democrat. In fact, there is a test. If I can remember, I'll link it in the description. Another friend of mine in real life, she posted a, kind of like a little quiz on Facebook, and it said, you know, she said, take this, and, you know, it basically says which candidate you are more in line with. And these are not only, you know, the major two, you know, Obama and Romney, but also third-party candidates. And I took the test, and it said I'm like 85% favorable to Obama and the Democrats. I think the second choice, I guess you could say, is the Green Party. And I'm definitely not with Romney. Definitely not a libertarian. And, I mean, that's me, like, my friend, I mean, like I said, she's Republican, but then again, I think she doesn't like where the party's going, and I think she said she is probably going to go for, you know, third party. So, and she even said it's throwing her vote away, and my wife even asked me about it. I'm like, well, you know, this country's been, you know, Cardinal Virtues point this out, and I knew this a while back, and then when he said it, it's just, oh, yeah, he's right. This country's been a two-party system since, Clinton, Washington's second term. I have Clinton on my mind because he's going to come up in this video. But anyhow, beyond that, Stone Commander posted a video called, I wrote it down here, Keep Cool with Coolidge, Not Obama. Obama reveals his true hatred of business. Now, they first mentioned Coolidge. Now, I guess I should know more about Coolidge because he's one of the Ohio presidents. Ohio's my home state. I wasn't born here, but I've lived here since I was 2, and I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of weird. I have, like, fucking home state pride and all that shit. Like, you know, my favorite football team, even though I rarely watch football, is, you know, the Cleveland Browns. College team is Ohio State. And, you know, I don't know. I'm weird like that. Maybe it's that Southern blood, you know, where you have state loyalty and all that. But anyhow, they're talking about Calvin Coolidge. They said that he basically made a great economy, which from what I've read, I read a couple things. He ran surpluses, through his presidency. I believe he had, like, basically a term and a half. And the way he did that was cutting government programs and lowering taxes. Which, that is true. He did cut government programs, and he did lower taxes. However, one thing these assholes on this fucking video, it's 3 people, they're a group called Pajamas Media. And it's 3 assholes. The first guy mentions, you know, cutting government programs, lowering taxes. Now, what he didn't fucking say is that Coolidge cut taxes, federal income taxes, and basically the only group that paid any federal income tax was the top 2% of earners. Okay, which kind of fucks me up because the thing is, people like the Occupy Wall Street, I know Obama wants to do this, most Democrats, they say, let's just raise taxes a little bit on the rich. It doesn't have to be, you know, like the rich are now paying fucking 60% of their income. No. Raise it a little bit. It's been brought up, you know, Clinton raised taxes. I mean, we kept a lot of government programs, but they made some cuts. But they raised the taxes a little bit on the rich. And, I mean, well, the 90s got off to a bumpy sort of start. By the end of it, it was fucking great. My father, who didn't make much money at first, he had worked hard, and by the end of the 90s, and he was a single father raising 2 kids, by the end of that, we had fucking money. We had shit. We could actually buy things. You know, my mom left in a really fucked up way, which I'm not going to go into that. So we had nothing for a lot of my childhood, you know, with the occasional, like, big expense, like a fucking video game system. But for the most part, he didn't eat much. We ate the cheap shit. But by the end of it, there was one summer where we had, on multiple occasions, on Sundays, right before my dad had to go to work, on Monday, we would have steaks. You know, he would get the grill out, cook up some steaks, baked potatoes, corn on the cob. And by the way, when I say steaks, and I know I don't eat meat anymore, but I'm not saying, like, steaks this big. No. He would buy a fucking whole T-bone for each of us. That's some expensive shit. Anyhow, so, I mean, Coolidge, yeah, he, you know, did, I guess at the time, you know, a pretty good job. But then again, they're acting like that's going to work today. But again, look at what Clinton did. You know, well, actually Coolidge too. I mean, you know, Clinton didn't cut all these social programs. He did raise taxes on the rich, and Coolidge, I guess he cut taxes, but whatever. Kind of lost my train of thought there. But, you know, yeah, Coolidge, I guess that was great. But one thing they tried to give him credit for is that he, if I'm remembering correctly on the video, they're trying to say, like, he basically stopped the Depression, which, again, if you look this shit up, which I did, and if I remember, I'll leave a link to the History Channel article that I read this. He, you know, basically what happened was another Republican came in, Hoover, and the Depression happened. And I guess Coolidge actually said, you know, like, yeah, he bears some responsibility, which I don't know. I mean, I don't know if he should take full responsibility or anything like that. It's unfalsifiable. We don't know. But he said, you know, he basically didn't deal with the big issues during his presidency. But, you know, if they were running surpluses throughout his presidency, well, that's a good thing. You can give him credit for that. But then again, the Republicans were definitely the more progressive party back then. Anyhow, so these assholes, these three assholes, they play a clip of Obama. This is the main thing in this video. They play a clip, and I believe the speech was in Virginia. I'll leave a link to the transcript so you can read it. And they start playing it, and I'd seen this clip before. That's the thing. And I knew right off the bat what they were doing. First off, they cut him in the middle of a sentence. Basically, that's when he started. And then they edited in another clip, and they made it look like Obama said he didn't like business. And that's what they said in the fucking title of the video. And first, they started without a teleprompter. Okay, I don't know, but maybe he did have one. But they basically had Obama saying he hated business. But like I said, I'd seen the original clip. What he was saying was this. If you have a business, you have a corporation, you didn't build that on your own. And it's fucking true. You know, he said, somewhere along the line, you had a great teacher, you also had people working for you, and to me, that was perfectly fucking reasonable. Now, maybe it's the socialist side of me that's saying that, but I think that's fucking true. You know, I've always heard this bullshit argument from people on the right, saying like, well, I've never been hired by a poor person, and if it weren't for corporations, we wouldn't have jobs. Well, yeah, that's true. However, if it weren't for people buying your shit, corporations wouldn't exist. And also, what about the employees? They work hard. I worked for a business, and the owner, he was the owner of the company. He liked the employees. He liked the fact that we worked hard. We got paid a little bit less than other people. I was an electrician. We got paid a little bit less than some of the other electrical companies, but we had, like, higher morale. You know, basically, there were only a few guys laid off a year. Now, when I got laid off, that's because the economy went to shit, and that's the end of the Bush years for you. I mean, the economy was shit, and I got laid off from that. But the owner of the company, he set it up so the harder we worked, we, you know, got bonuses. You know, there are a few things like you can go to classes, things like this. If you went to school, which I was, like if you did well in school, you had perfect attendance, you got a bonus. He wanted to take some of his profits and give it to us because we were helping make his business a success. And his business is very successful, even to this day, even though the job force is small compared to what it used to be, he's still making money. He knows it. And that's the thing. That's what Obama was saying. It's American workers. We're the ones producing this shit. And I'm not going to go all fucking communist on you or anything like that. But it's the American workers. And that's one thing I always fucking love. Hearing from the fucking right wing that, you know, liberals actually hate the working class. It's the liberals that hate them. We love them. Okay, well, then why are you always defending the businesses? Just the business. Not the fucking people working for them. I think, yeah, it's Americans. We want to fucking work hard. You know, we work hard. We do. And that's what Obama was saying. You know, it's teachers that are working hard to teach you the right fucking things. It's the workers who are trying to make this a good product. I've known plenty of people that work for companies like Honda, and they say, you know what? I have pride in what I do. So I'm going to buy Honda. I'm going to buy from Honda. Because I work for them, and I think they treat me right, because my uncle actually works for Honda, and they treat me right. I'm going to buy from them. You know, I think it's a great product. And there you go. And that's what, to me, that makes fucking sense. Which, that brings me to a point. Someone made I commented on this video saying that what they were saying Obama said. No, that's not what he said. That was taken out of context. And of course, one of my comments was, you know, thumb down. It was like, you received too many negative ratings. Oh, well, oh, no. I went into the fucking Lions Den. Who gives a shit? Which, by the way, I'm going to leave a link to that video. I don't know if I said that. But someone said, companies are just renting employees, and they're paying them for it. Oh, okay, that's what we are, huh? We're just rentals. That's all we are. Is that really how you want to view yourself? Really? I don't. I take fucking pride in my work. If I were just a fucking rental, I would just do the fucking job, the basic requirements, and that's it. Say, fuck it, I'm getting a paycheck. I don't give a shit. Why shouldn't I do anything otherwise? I mean, if that's how they're going to treat me. But then again, this asshole is probably the same type that I've met many fucking times. And these are people who say things like, you know, I might be a billionaire one day. You're not going to be. And I think I've mentioned this before. Like, no, you're not. Okay, I'm sorry. You're not going to be. You're not going to be part of the top 1% of earners. You're not. Okay? I'm sorry. It's not going to happen. So, yeah. And I think the comment that got the most negative votes was me saying, like, because I was responding, I put a comment, you know, about how it was taken out of context, and I got a comment from an idiot called, and god damn, is this fucking username just, it's delicious. It's just so, I don't know. His name was Arrogant American 333, I believe. Those are the numbers. And, you know, he didn't address, you know, the whole thing taken out of context, and it kind of went back and forth. And like I said, the reply thing, since it wasn't working, kind of fucked with me. That liberals just want to take his money. That's all, that's what liberals want to do. And the comment that I put that got too many negative ratings, I said, liberals do not want to take your fucking money. That's a fucking straw man. And again, you know, it's this whole thing, oh, I might be this one day. But beyond that, are you a millionaire or a billionaire? What the fuck do you have to give? Do you have much? Why insist that they're just trying to take your shit? It's just your shit. Your fucking food. Your fucking TVs. That's all it is. That's all liberals want to fucking do. I'm a liberal. I don't want to take your shit. I just think taxes should be raised a little bit on the very rich because we have shit to pay for. Things that the very rich supported. Like, there's a good example. Michelle Bachmann. You know, she brought out this graph after one of Obama's State of the Union speeches. Like, here's Obama's spending. The first number she used, that was Bush's fiscal year. Second one, we started paying for the wars, and that's why the fucking budget was so high. So I think, yeah, we have shit to pay for. Raise the taxes a little bit. Again, Clinton did it. Why don't we try it? And if it doesn't fucking work, if it has an adverse effect, okay, take that back. Don't do that. I'm not just doing it so I can get free shit. That's not why I'm doing this. Because I'm not on any fucking government assistance. And I've been accused of that a few fucking times. Like, you're probably taking welfare. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm not doing too fucking badly. Me and my wife, you know, together, we're doing pretty well. We have money. We're not rich. We don't make more than $50,000 a year. But we're fine. We can buy shit. We can splurge sometimes. But it's just this fucking attitude of, well, you just want everything I have. No. That's not it. Okay? That's not. Again, I have there's no government assistance coming to me, okay? None. If I really needed it, possibly, but I haven't yet. I've been on unemployment. The first time I was on unemployment, right before, like a week before I was supposed to get my first check, I got my old job back. Called them, I don't need it. And really, you don't? No, I don't need it. I don't need it. So they stopped it. Second time, yeah, I got laid off, and the economy was shit. In fact, one telling sign that the economy was terrible was when I tried to call the unemployment office. The first day, I was on hold for an hour and a half. I just hung up like, I'll try again tomorrow. Second day, 2 hours. Third day, 2.5 hours. I was just sitting on the fucking phone waiting for someone. Finally got through. I was on unemployment for a couple of months, which, by the way, you pay into that. So that's not something that I'm just stealing someone else's shit. But this whole attitude of Obama hates businesses, okay, what about the things that people like the Tea Party, they were bitching about? One thing they bitched about were the bailouts. Okay, if Obama hated businesses, why would he have done that? Why the fuck? Now, to a certain extent, I completely understood and supported the bailouts, especially the auto industry, because if you don't bail them out, there's a good chance they're just going to be gone forever. And that's yet another American company that's not on the market. You know, Chevy, they needed a fucking bailout. I'm more of a Chevy guy than a Ford guy. Ford didn't need a bailout, but I was thinking about those workers. Those people who are working damn hard to make a good product. And they just wanted to put food on the table for their family. That's it. They went to work, went home to their families, and did their shit. That's who I was thinking about. Overall, I said, fuck the companies. They're the ones that made these stupid-ass decisions. You know, they're the ones that made these gas-guzzling fucking cars that, you know, people couldn't afford the gas on. And I know, because I used to have, and I know, like I said, I'm not a Ford guy. I've owned more Fords than anything else, but I had a Lincoln Town Car, 89. 5-liter engine, same thing they put in a fucking Mustang, and I would have to fill up a couple times a week. It's a good thing I was living at home at the time, because I didn't have to worry about paying 50 million other fucking bills. But that fucked me up. It's the same with GM. They were making cars that people no longer wanted because they were gas guzzlers. But, like I said, I was thinking about the fucking workers. Now, when it comes to things like the banks, yeah, fuck them. They knew what they were doing was fucked up. And, yeah, they didn't give a fuck. But we still gave them a bailout. How many normal people work for the banks? Not many. Especially, like, Goldman Sachs, places like that. So, Obama hates business, huh? Wow. Oh, wow. See, that's the thing. There's plenty that you can disagree with Obama on. There's plenty that you can hate Obama on. But to say that, you know you're being fucking dishonest. To say he hates business, it reminds me of the Republican attack on John Kerry back in 2004, when he said in an interview, I want to get back to the point where terrorism is just a nuisance. And what did they do? They took that out of context. And they said, John Kerry says terrorism is just a nuisance. He didn't say that. He said he wants to get back to that fucking point, which, by the way, even if he had said that, it is. Terrorism for Americans is not a fucking everyday thing. Most of the time, contrary to what a lot of these right-wing assholes like Pat Condell want to fucking say, it's mostly domestic. 9/11. Okay, how many other foreign attacks have there been? You know, there's been a lot of shootings, and I guess you could say that's terrorism. I consider it terrorism. Yeah, that's domestic terrorists right there. And then again, I mean, the left wing does it too, and I think it's bullshit, and I pointed out before. You know, Fahrenheit 9/11, Michael Moore took a clip of Bush saying, oh, so here we have the haves and the have-mores. I like to call you my base. And as I pointed out when I said it before, that was I believe it was a charity dinner. I should have looked this shit up. I should have looked it up a long time ago, actually. That was a charity dinner. Gore was there. And it's an event where basically the candidates roast themselves. And that's what he was doing. He was roasting himself. Now, I hate Bush. I think he fucked things up royally. And we're still seeing that because the economy still isn't that fucking great. But, you know, yeah, that's taken out of context. You have plenty that you can use against him without having to take shit out of context or quote mine and say, yep, see, that's what this asshole said. That's what he fucking said. Then again, I'm no longer shocked when the right wing does this shit. I'm no longer shocked. I mean, there's all this shit against Romney. And Romney, according to the polls, he's still fucking winning. And yeah, I understand that Obama, yeah, well, he is the president. He could have done something. But the thing is, he's not the fucking dictator. He can't just do whatever the fuck he wants. He can't just say, okay, the economy, do this. No, there's a fucking Congress. You know, there are 3 separate fucking branches. Obama's part of the executive branch. They carry out the laws. They maintain the laws. The legislative branch, Congress, they make the fucking laws. And right now, we have a fucking teabagger Congress. And they don't like Obama at all. In fact, they don't even like normal people. You know, the people that voted for him got them into power. So, the thing is, yeah, he has to go through them. But one thing, and I just kind of want to bring this up, because it popped up in my mind. One thing that Arrogant American 333 said is against me, like, you know, you look like a caveman, so, you know, why don't you argue like one? Okay, well, first off, a caveman? Okay, well, cavemen weren't exactly the most intelligent, so what the fuck are you trying to say? I'm supposed to argue like an idiot? But, that's funny, because, because I have facial hair and long hair. Oh, I'm a caveman. But then again, later he replied and he said, okay, if liberals don't use these attacks, then why do people say I live in a trailer? I never fucking said that. Okay, some people might. Then again, there are some people on the right that say the left-wingers are Nazis, they're communists, they're socialists, they hate America. And then there are people on the left who say, you know, right-wingers are Nazis, you know, they don't like America, they only care about themselves, they, you know, suck the dicks of... Yeah, that happens, okay? I didn't say that against you now, did I? So why the fuck did you bring it up? But then again, you're going to use a fucking ad hominem, so why is it wrong for people to use that against you? But anyhow, I also want to bring up another fucking point, because I said, you know, I'm not disappointed in right-wing shit anymore. I mean, I'm not shocked anymore. I love how people, they say we need to go back to the Reagan years, and I think I may have mentioned this, I meant to mention it plenty of fucking times, about the Reagan years, how fucking great the fucking Reagan years were, because Reagan, he just did so much, and everything he said, oh my god, no, Reagan would be considered too fucking liberal for this current Republican Party, okay? Reagan, he raised taxes quite a few times. I think I read 11 times. He raised the debt ceiling 17 or 18 times. Basically got out of military service. Oh, wait, well, when Clinton does that, it's bad. When Reagan does it, well, there was a reason for that. And when Bush does it, you know, whatever. Anyhow. But, you know, that's the mentality of these assholes. It's, you're trying to take my shit. You're trying to take my guns, even though Obama hasn't done shit about guns. You know, then again, I heard Wayne LaPierre, head of the NRA, saying that, you know, if Obama wins a second term, you know, he's gonna secretly outlaw guns. Oh yeah, because that's within his fucking powers as a president. You want to destroy the Constitution, even though, okay, well, what is he doing to do that? Look it up. Look it up. He's a Muslim, and when you ask people like teabaggers, how's he Muslim? Look at the bloodline. Okay, he's half African, half white. Okay. He's a communist. Okay. If he's a fucking communist, I don't know what you would call me. I guess I'm off the fucking charts liberal. But, you know, that's what it is. That's what it is. And like I said, there are plenty of things you can attack Obama for, and that's fine. There's no fucking law that says you have to like the president. Now, I mean, I know Bush, you know, under his administration, they wanted us to. They wanted to force us, you know, into liking that administration. You know, if you said anything bad, you might be a terrorist. But there is no law that says you have to like anyone. In fact, you can go to someone that you know, that you don't like, and you can say, you know, I don't fucking like you. I fucking despise you. There's no law saying I have to like you. Fuck you. And you can say the same thing about the president. You're allowed to. That's fucking freedom. But don't make shit up. Don't do that. You can blame him for plenty of shit. You can say, well, he's killing these people and those people. He did this and this and this. You can do that. I have arguments. He didn't close Guantanamo Bay. He didn't fucking repeal the Patriot Act. He didn't fight enough for health care. He's not raising taxes, you know, to pay for shit like he should. So, yeah, there you go. I'm voting for him. And I can make an entire video bitching about the shit he hasn't done. But these motherfuckers have to take shit out of context. And then, of course, you know, the right-wing audience, oh, yes, see, yeah, he's right. Did he really say that? No. But you're gonna fucking say, oh, yep, see, these guys, that's true. And that's exactly why I like people like the Skeptical Heretic, Cardinal Virtues, Coughlin 616, because they don't fucking care. If they're wrong, they're fucking wrong. And they say, yeah, okay, well, here's the fucking facts. And I know Cardinal Virtues and Skeptical Heretic, in particular, you know, they're very up on the issues, and they just say, here's the fucking facts, whether it's on my fucking side or not. And I mention those two because they, you know, specifically do, you know, some political videos, and they make political comments, but, god damn, it's hot. It's fucking infuriating. It really is. When you have people who could know things, they could know about what Obama actually said, what he's actually doing. Like when you have idiots in the Tea Party, Obama's raising our taxes. No, he's not. Taxes are lower now than they were under Reagan. They're some of the lowest they've ever been, at least in our lifetimes. But instead of that, you know, they would much rather, you know, look up fucking free pornography and say, oh yeah, Obama, he sucks. He sucks. Okay, well, why don't you like him? He's just a bad president. Okay, but that's really not a fucking reason. Anyhow, I've ranted probably way too fucking long, but fuck it, why not? I can't reply to your comments anyway. So this is a bad 5, and I'll see you guys next video.